Salam to each and every one. Tenestelin, give thanks and Hotep and blessed love. Universally, we give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I, in all our doings and saying. Great joy, you have definitely stepped into the tiger's nest. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. And as you can see, we are in a celebration mode and we are celebrating 108 years, 108th anniversary. Now, I know this will come as a shocker to many. This would even come as something that may seem off or disrespectful to even some. Oh, yes. But really, there's a mystic to it all, really. Now, what we are speaking of, in reality, on the 31st day of May, the 31st day of May, that day, according to some of our scholars and historians, will be the Earthday of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Now, what is mystic about the Honorable King Emmanuel is that, you know, ones who would have been with him from such time would tell you that he's a man that you don't see him celebrating no Earth Day, or what people call birthday. Of course, you know, as Bobo Shanti, we celebrate highly. We strongly believe in celebration. That is why, of course, you know, the Emperor's Earth Day, Marcus Garvey Earth Day, Christmas, Coronation, Congress Foundation Day, and other days we celebrate them, and 7 nights of Nyabingi and a lot of feasting. So we're very strong. Bobo Shanti specifically, we're very strong on celebration and colors and these things. And our Earth Days is a big thing. So it's interesting that the Honorable Celebration God never celebrated his Earth Day, or so it would appear to many. So really, a Bobo Shanti wouldn't really put their finger on the birthday for the Honorable King Emmanuel. So now, in my own meditation years ago, I came to the conclusion that, hey, I think the 7th of January is the King Earth Day, because this is the Earth Day of Christ. This is when we celebrate Christ Mass. You know, okay, so who is this Christ? Now one will say, well, that's just as Christ 2,000 years ago. The debate flag come up and start to wave. But the reality is now, the Christ that is amongst us here, the 7th of January, you know, we're speaking of the date given to the birth of a man, and here we have a man with us who we consider as Christ, and nobody know when his born day is. Now, of course, we're not into the spooky thing. Eh? Yes, there are those amongst us who tell you, no, the man never born, and I don't know exactly how the maths work with that, but I mean, we have come out of that realms there. In fact, now, hear me good, family. We have writings where, and pamphlets and these things, where ones have asked the Honorable King Emmanuel, obviously he would get the question, so when you really born, but you know, what time, what year, etc., etc. And the answer would be that I came in 1914. Many times you see it written 1914/15. Now, but a date is not given to it, but 1940, which basically would be 108 years ago. You see where I'm coming from. Now, he said I came. He didn't say I was born. At least I've never come across I was born, but I've definitely come across I came. You know, I've seen that in pamphlets. Okay, and elders would have said that they've heard the king tell reporters that themselves. Okay, fair enough. Good. So then obviously there will be those who would argue and tell you, man, I could call some specific priest that will tell you, man, King Emmanuel is hundreds of years old, and they have old people that tell you, man, that old man there, I know him since I'm a little girl. And that may be true too. You know, he's a mystic man in all ways, but still, as I said, we know for sure he came in 1914, and that is 108 years, you know, in this succession. Now, I'm specifically speaking of the 31st of May. I just mentioned that. Now, why that is now is because the 7th of January vibration, as I said, that's just my meditation. I can't say I have any confirmation on that one, but there are those who would have done their research. And in the last couple of years, you know, there's been this strong strong word sound that the 31st of May is the official born day of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. In fact, I think even his family members that are, when I say family members, offspring that are members of the Congress, actually agree to that findings as well. The good sister that wrote the book concerning the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, I think it's The Black Christ Unveiled, The Black Christ Unveiled. She specifically speaks of that and gives some background on family ties and other things, because that's another thing within the Congress realms where ones will tell you that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, you know, they never see no family come, they never see no sister come, no cousin come, you know, only one time somebody come and say, and you hear all sorts of different things. So I'm just highlighting now, this is obviously, as you could see, not being dogmatic at all, you know, I'm just showing you across the board the different outlooks on this one same thing. Is very good, so at least you can rationally, you know, make decisions even in your thoughts. You have a better understanding of how the populists think. So again, there is that strong concept that the 31st of May, follow me good, that the 31st of May 1914 would have been the Earthday of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Again, I cannot specifically say that I am totally in full acceptance. I'm still learning, I'm still growing. The reasoning sounds very good to me. And as a mystic, you know, not no mistake, as a mystic, what I know for sure is that the 31st of May, if you know for sure, 1994, that's the very same day on record that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards put down the structure. That's 80 years to the very day. Now, what is outstanding is that even before I came across the 31st of May being his Earth Day, we've always been showing you the prophecy of Heru and the prophecy of Lord Pakal, individuals that are spiritually linked with the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. King Emmanuel is the Kemetic Heru. I mean, I think we showed that several times. You know, even Honorable Priest Stewart show you that in his vision. King Emmanuel is the Kemetic Heru, just like Haile Selassie is the Kemetic Asar. And the Kemetic Heru would have stayed 80 years exactly. 80 years defending, you know, his father. So to say that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards came on the 31st of May, 1914, you know, it is quite interesting. I definitely would not throw it away, because that would be exactly 80 years that he would have stayed amongst us, to the very day, to the very day. From the 31st of May 1914 to the 31st of May 1994. That's exactly to the very day, 80 years. Now again, even though, I mean, there are those that are amongst us in Bobo Shanti, a lot of the elders, I believe, at least those ones that I would have spoken to, they're not with that. And again, they strongly keep to this concept that, you know, the father don't have no birthday and many different things. But I'm not really going too far into that. I'm just putting these things on the table. So whatever the case is, he came in 1914, you know, and that again will bring us to the 108. So there's a reason why I'm saying all of this, and give thanks for your patience as we, you know, just introduce the program, because we will be going now into the whole science of the 108. And obviously, you know, we will be bringing it around with a clear understanding of exactly, you know, how it links to the Black God in flesh, especially at this time. Yeah, so give thanks. So as we go, let us take a look at this first. And let me say enough respect to Princess Nyla.
Hi, my name is Nyla, and I am 7 years old. I like my astronomy astronomy class, and I am loving it. And I've been learning my planets like the moon and Earth and the Venus, Mercury, and astronomy class is awesome. I've been learning about like Egypt and that stuff. And king and queens and and pyramids and
What do you think thus far of the International Homeschool program?
I believe it's the best investment I could have made for my daughter and for myself as well, because learning astronomy and African heritage, it was needed. It was much needed,
Yeah, family, give thanks, life giver and the keeper of life. And you may not even understand, there's a level of emotion there when you really know, that you're touching the lives of many. But for sure, family, remember that you can get a free preview. You don't have to pay for it. Just contact us. You see all the information there. Just contact us and let us know, hey, listen, family, I would like to get a free preview of the International Homeschool program, and definitely you could see for yourself what is taking place. And of course, let me just remind you, remember this Sunday in the Tigers Temple, we're going to be speaking about the reality of the Bible. This is going to be deep. This is just for the tigers in the temple. Definitely, and that is everyone, it's just up to you if you want to be a tiger in the temple, and for sure step into the temple on Sunday. It's going to be a very, let me be clear here, just like the reasoning tonight, because it's getting deep tonight, it's getting deep. But Sunday, we're definitely going to be, I'm meditating if this going to have to be a part 2. But every Sunday, family, we're in the temple. For those that don't know about the temple, every Sunday we're in the Tigers Temple. It's 8 p.m. specifically. It is a webinar expression. We do many different things in the temple: lectures, interviews. We have different lecturers that will come through and lecture to you, not just the chief lecturer, which is myself of the Institute, but for sure we have different debate topics, not no WrestleMania debate, but scholarly exchange of ideas. Question and answer is always interactive, so we're definitely looking forward to you being in the temple with us. It's a very simple thing to do. Everything is about contacting us. Anything you need, you just contact us. The information is always in the link below the video, so it's not too hard. And of course, there's a small contribution of $10 when you come into the temple. And of course, you can make a $25 contribution, and that covers the full month, because it's every Sunday we're in the temple, a different level of expression where we can meet and greet, and basically, if you want to say, get to know each other. In fact, if I had the time, well, I have the time, so we have all the time, but I wouldn't do it this time. I'm going to, maybe tomorrow, I would have given you just a little snippet of what we did in the temple previous Sunday. It was a wonderful sit down, man. I'm telling you, the eclipse edition, that was very beautiful. Those who are saying that, that we're not touching the deeper part of the astronomy. What you talking about? You should have been in the temple, man. I don't think there's any more clarity you can get from what was going on in the temple. So family, you can make your payments contribution for the temple, or anything that you are dealing with us on that level, using the CashApp and the PayPal, and the link is definitely in the description below. Yes, family, so where we are now, I just explained to you in depth, to some degree, the 108 as far as it relates to the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And let us be clear here, you don't know how it is with, we're not dogmatic. I'm speaking of myself, and I'm not trying to make no one believe what I believe and this kind of thing. That's definitely not my agenda. You know, whoever is called will come. That's the vibration. But when it comes to the Honorable Prince Emmanuel, now it's just a matter of respect. You know, it's the same thing with Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Even if a man saying that he not seeing it like how I see it, maybe he don't have the emperor really in that full divine sense like how I see the emperor. You know, but at least on the terrestrial level, if you can know the historical character and respect him and say, yeah, man, enough respect to the emperor, man, what you talk about? And at least know that we are talking about an individual that a real hero. I bless. The same thing amongst Rastafari as it relates to the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. You understand? That is why you would see that there's this strength and growth with as it relates to respect for Honorable King Emmanuel. You know, trust me, you know, when I just came into this, well, maybe the respect was there amongst elders, but it was definitely quietly kept, for sure. And if brought up, you never got the impression that there was any strong respect. But even some of them same elders and elders in general, and just the general outlook on the Honorable Prince Emmanuel, you know, is the one that garners enough respect. Even though you might hear a one come in the side door and say, hey, listen, I don't believe he's the real Christ, you know, it's His Majesty is the Christ, you know, the fellows that have it mixed up and so and so. But enough respect, you know, the work that the man did. The man is a real tower of strength amongst us. So, I mean, I good enough, you know, I'm not trying to fight it to believe this or that. I think, you know, as I said, when we have a certain level of work to do, there got to be a certain level of understanding. We can't get too tug-of-war-ish when it comes to belief and dogma. And then again, when it comes to concepts and philosophy, for sure, you know, when it comes to me, I'm positive that I have it locked down. So if you want to get scholarly on the subject, I'm ready anytime in it. We can do it. If you want to get scholarly and disprove, you know, that King Emmanuel is the Christ, I ready. And King Emmanuel is the Christ and Haile Selassie is the Christ. That's religion, yo. That's a religion thing. We not into that there. You know what I mean? I is the Christ too. The Christ in you as well. So what the argument? We're not into that. That's religion, eh? All right. Now, where I want to go this evening, I actually want to touch more upon the 108, the science. And we're going to be doing a bit of reading. I just want you to follow. We're going to go through it as swiftly as we can so we give a good understanding. We're going to be visiting a few websites and highlighting the 108. You see, the thing is, family, the number 108 is a very mystic number. We've done programs on the 108. And of course, you find it a lot in sacred science. You find it a lot in the Eastern traditions, that of the Hindu and the Buddhists, and in India and Sri Lanka and these different places, but it's found also in nature. It is found also in astronomy. It's very deep in astronomy. And even though it is not 108, it's either 10,800, 10,800, or even 1,080. The 1, the 0, and the 8 will find itself in a very mystic expression. So what we're going to do, just like when the one speaks of 1111 and they see the number 33 and they always see 22, because these things are very mystic, you know. I am telling you, when I got hip to the 1111, I am telling you, I am a believer in the 1111. I'm telling you, that thing is serious. Well, I can speak for myself, eh? That's a very serious thing, but I'm not going to go to the depths of that. But it's a serious thing, the way it appears and shows up itself and countless of times. What time is it now? Oh, it's 11:11. It keeps happening, yeah. So anyway, 108, family. Now, we're going to just run through this here. This is coming from 108mountains.com, the mystery of the 108. You can see the symbol here of Vishnu, the preserver. Yes, Vishnu, the preserver. Okay, the mystery of 108, 108. Bam, bam, bam. What's so important about the number 108? It says if you Google it, you'll find tons of source of information sources giving examples of 108 in science and religion, and the number of beads in a mala to stairs up a temple to a temple, from Hinduism to Buddhism, India to Nepal to China and Japan. Everyone is talking about the mysterious number 108. Why? So this introduction is just showing you the number of beads and the mala. I think they call it Japa mala, but anyway, the mala itself, and to stairs going up to the temple, from Hinduism to Buddhism, from India to Nepal to China and Japan. Everyone is talking about the mysterious 108. So he's asking why. Okay, mentions it goes into the whole aspect of the Sanskrit, which is considered to be one of the oldest languages on the earth. And it says here, there's a mystery, there's a mystery around the true origin of 108. And despite so many examples of its sacred importance, it's difficult to say exactly how we became aware of its significance. And he is just speaking for himself. Let me just jump over here. Therefore, the facts of the Sanskrit language are the facts of the universe itself. He's showing you that the Sanskrit has the 108. He said that in the paragraphs before, but in the interest of time, we can't read every single thing. It's a lot of things I want to cover here. So it says here, there are 54 masculine and 54 feminine letters in Sanskrit language, which equals the 108. Let's be taking some notes here now. It represents our existence. So we see the 108. We already have begun with the understanding that this 108 is a mystic number in different traditions, religions, even Hindu, not just Hindu, pardon me, Islam and Christianity as well. So it's showing you now, we will get there, that the 108 is seen also in the ancient Sanskrit language. And as we said before, a lot of the whole aspect of the Sanskrit, you can see the connection with ancient Kemet, even down to the words, even down to some of the names that are used. And even when it comes to yoga, the Hatha yoga is Hathor, So when you see the connection, when you see the oneness, you can see that it obviously came from the ancient African tongue, because these people that put Sanskrit together are Africans, not Indians as you know them, African. If this is one of the oldest language, who you think make it up? Not no, and giving Chinese and Indians what you would like to say, the credit for inventing paper. No, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Ancient Kush, ancient Kemet. So really 54 and 54 feminine and masculine. Oh yes, I also was saying even the asana, which means the throne. And of course, remember that Aset is considered the goddess with the throne on her head that the Asa sits on. So the 54 masculine, the 54 feminine is 108. Sanskrit language is one of the oldest languages in the history of mankind. Scriptures say it's the language of gods. Perhaps this is why we don't know anymore about the importance of 108. Question. It's a secret of the gods? Question. Okay, speaking of itself, because for sure there's a lot more to learn. All right, we'll come forward to this one here. Let me visit this site now. This is a Wanderlust, interesting name, and this is a yoga group, I think it is, that go around the world and do yoga stuff. All right, and just like they have here, you could definitely check us, Redemption Healing. You can check us if you're really interested in yoga. We do virtual yoga too, Yeah, man, we meet you where you are. So you could definitely contact us for more information on how you can get into the whole science of yoga right here at the Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Okay, this one is saying here 108, nature and everything. Good. It was astronomer, mathematician, and psychic, he is, okay. Oh, physicist, pardon me. Galilei, who said the universe is written in mathematical language, that the mysteries of creation itself could be unraveled through numbers and equations. That's true. For the mystics, such numbers offered more than a scientific explanation. For the mystics, as we mentioned mystics earlier, the numbers offer more than a scientific explanation. They offer a code of awakening. Hear this, the family, a code to our own nature. And for the yogis, the code is 108. And for the yogis, the code is 108, okay. In yoga, so yoga we're dealing with here now. Yoga, because the 108 is found in different places. Yoga. In yoga, the number 108 refers to spiritual completion. This is why Japa Malas, yeah, Japa, that's the right term. Okay, I had it correct. Japa Malas, these are like beads, like a hand necklace, a spiritual hand necklace. This is why Japa Malas are composed of 108 beads. Why Pranayama is often completed in cycles of 108. So the Pranayama is often completed in cycles of 108. Okay. And why sun salutations are often performed in 9 rounds of the 12 postures, totaling 108. Okay. So sun salutations, when you're giving respect to the rising sun, is often performed in 9 rounds of the 12 postures, the postures that you do, totaling 108. By practicing chanting, breath work, or asana, so the asana comes up, in rounds of this sacred number, the ancient yogis believed we could align ourselves with the rhythm of the creation and ultimately bring an end to our cycle of reincarnation. Well, I mean, all right, that's another meditation there. Now listen, it says here, when we start to drill down into our human form, we continue to find the number 108 over and over again. Exactly how the yogis arrived, okay, we quite don't know. They don't know nothing at all, you see. But this is the yogis talking to you here. So obviously, the distance between the earth and sun, follow me, family. The distance between the earth and sun is 108 times the diameter of the sun. I will repeat that. The distance between the earth and the sun is 108 times the diameter of the sun. It is possible that our ancient ancestors knew this. Not that they have a question, but I'm telling you. I purposely read it so. Around the time of the ancient Vedic texts, where's this part? Where am I? Around the time of the ancient Vedic texts were being collected, far away Stonehenge, hear this now, far away Stonehenge, very important, far away Stonehenge was built. The Sarsen circle is 108 feet in diameter. So even Stonehenge, the circle itself is 108 feet in diameter. Stonehenge, eh? Okay, very important, keep Stonehenge in mind. In Belize, during the era of the Mayans, the high temple of Lamanai was erected at 108 feet tall, the same height as the funerary Tikal temple in Guatemala. So the Tikal temple is 108 feet in height. And the temple of Lamanaya in Belize is 108 feet tall, high, same thing. Okay, Guatemala, very interesting place as well. We're getting into the mystics family. And within the temple of Kulkukan at Chichen Itza in Mexico, archaeologists believe that there to be a second pyramid inside. So there's a second pyramid inside, measuring how much you think? 108 feet wide. These temples built to worship and to house the souls of great leaders upon their death. No, that's just their opinion. They don't even show what's going on there. Perhaps use this number to connect humans not just to our sun as a giver of life, but to the creator. Okay. In yoga, we are often reminded that as above, so below. And when we start to drill down into our human form, we continue to find the number 108 over and over again. Is that so? Yes. Were we to draw a 5-pointed star, this is very important. Bobo Shanti. Bobo Shanti. Oh, them Bobo Shanti, them 5-point stars. Man, they don't know 5-point star with them, you know. When were you to draw a 5-pointed star, which according to the yogists here, representing a human being, where did you hear that before? Where did you hear that before? King Emmanuel is who teaches us that the black 5-point star represents man and woman. Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards who teaches that. Were we to draw a 5-pointed star representing a human being inside a circle, a planet, and we would find 108 degrees staring back at us from every angle. So even within the black 5-point star, with the circle around it representing the planet, the angles it creates is 108 degrees. You can see it. You see it. 108 degrees. Deep into the macrocosm of the human being, it is said that there are 108 energy lines or nadis converging to form the heart chakra. 108 and 108 marmas, pressure points or sacred parts of the goody, also known as the body. 108 and 108 degrees Fahrenheit is the internal temperature at which the human body's vital organs begin to fail from overheating. 108, like the mantra Aum. 108 seems to have an essence that connects us to the whole. In astrology, our connection with destiny, 108 also appears frequently. The Earth, for example, is said to have an astrological cycle of 2,160 years. It does, not said to, it does have that cycle of 2,160 years from one age to the other age, which is 20 multiplied by 108, while there are also 27, give thanks for such a beautiful number, while there are also 27 lunar mansions in Vedic astrology spread over the 4 elements or the 4 directions. 27 times the 4 is 108. Throughout spiritual teachings beyond the traditional yogic texts, we are reminded of this number in our search for liberation. Hindu deities have 108 names. That's how you go. Hindu divinities have 100 deities. Yeah, check it, divinities. Have 108 names. And India is said to have 108 sacred sites. In Jainism, there are believed to be 108 virtues. In China, some forms of Tai Chi have 108 moves or 108 forms. I guess they didn't want to use the word form twice. While in Tibetan Buddhism, there are 108 delusions. Many Buddhist temples have 108 steps, representing the 108 steps to enlightenment. And in Japan, at Zen Buddhist temples, the bell is chimed 108 times at the end of the year, closing a cycle to serve as a reminder of the 108 earthly temptations a person must overcome to achieve nirvana. Like the mantra Aum, Aum, 108 seems to have an essence that connects us to the whole. Be it used to guide sun salutations, to tally up the number of chants to the divine, to count the steps leading up to a temple, or to measure the structure built for the heavens. It serves as a reminder of the wonder and interconnectedness of the universe. All right, so we get a good understanding there. Now, let us just jump to good old Wikipedia. 108 in mathematical meditation is an abundant number, a semi-perfect number, and many other things going down the line. Let me just run this here. We just went through some of the information here as it relates to constellations and planets thereof, and some references here now. According to Marma Adi and Ayurveda, there are 108 pressure points in the body where consciousness and flesh interact or intersect to give life to the living being. Now hear that. There are 108 pressure points in the goody where consciousness and the goody itself, the flesh, intersect to give life to the living being. 108 pressure points, 108 pressure points. This also says the Chinese School of Martial Arts agrees with the South Indian School of Martial Arts on the principle of 108 pressure points. So you see the mystic here, 108 number figures prominently in the symbolism associated with karate, particularly the Guju Rui, that's how it's pronounced, discipline, and the ultimate Guju Rui Kata. All right, I hope I have that right. Literally, why? Because it literally translates 108. So you could see here the importance of the 108 all over. And just to go, 108 moves of the Yang Taiji Quan long form, 108 moves in the Ying Chong wooden dummy form taught by Ip Man, interesting name, 108. So you can see that the 108, and I'm just jumping over some of these things. There are 108 defense combination that are considered canon in Shaolin Kempo karate. So you can obviously see the importance of the 108 in different religions, in different formation, in astronomy, astrology, and just in reality, even the distance of the sun from the earth, in relation to the diameter of the sun is 108. And do you know the same thing can be said of the moon? That's the mystic of it. Let me just read something here. In Jyotish Shastra or Vedic astrology, The number 108 is explained in mathematics. For starters, there are 12 solar houses. They're called races, by the way. Races, okay. For starters, there are 12 solar houses and 9 lunar houses. 12 times 9 is 108, the moon and the sun. Simple already. Yeah. To understand the mathematics further, we first need to know that the universe is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, all contained within the 5th ether, space. These elements combine and create life, which has 3 processes: birth, creation, existence, continuation, death, destruction. These correspond with Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. The simplest shape we can create is the circle, which contains space and therefore the other 4 elements combined with the 3 processes inside. 4 times 3 equals 12, the number of the hours in the day and the number of the zodiac sign. The circle is 360 degrees and divided by 12 signs or hours give 30 degrees. We were speaking about all of that on Sunday in the Tiger's Temple. All right. If we times the whole circle 360 by 30 degrees of each hour or sign, we get 360 times 30 equal 10,800. And of course, 10,800 still signifies, of course, 108. The diameter of the sun is this says around 108 times the diameter of the earth. Wow, that was skillful. On average, the distance between the earth and the moon is 108 times the moon's diameter. This is some serious stuff. Okay, same thing can be said of the sun. Of course, this can change a little depending on the movement of the planets. Okay, now, and it might be sometimes a tiny bit up and down, but it's still mysterious. Okay, very mysterious here. All right, we're going to just seal up this aspect of the presentation. We have more to cover here, but this aspect of it just highlighting. I think we fully get the point, with understanding of exactly what we're dealing with. It says here, according to Buddhism, in our lives, we have 108 different types of negative behaviors, such as desires, lies, and ignorance. It is our duty to overcome these negatives and choose the path of Dharma, or right action, which they are also, you guessed it, 108. Good. While practicing Surya Namaskar, or sun salutation, it is the tradition to do at least 9 sets of asanas, to be effective. Each set contains 12 postures. So you see, we come back to that again. So 12 times 9, 108, of course, and Tai Chi and numerology, and we can go on and on and on. It will never stop because there's still more to get to as it relates to the 108. So you see that there's obviously a mystic with 108. And as I said, at this time, for sure, it would be at least from 1914, if King Emmanuel say he come in 1914. Well, and this is 2022, and ones are saying his Earthday is the 31st of May. Well, the 31st of May would make 108 years, actually, from the time he was born, if that is the reality of it. Now, you may say, this is some essential oil. This is lime, essential oil. Remember, you can get your essential oils from us. Beautiful. Yeah, man, your lime, your orange, essential oils, your peppermint, your oregano oil, very important oil, your clove oil, all of these different oils, and just your whole food products in general. Remember, we have everything here. We have a full holistic whole food store in Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Just visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, and go to our whole food store. And definitely you can get all your nuts, your cashew nuts, your pistachio, your almond, your walnuts, your agave, your honey, your different herbs. Just check out our catalog. You can contact us and ask us for a look at the catalog, you know, so you can see what we have to offer. Yeah, man, we on all levels, we make sure we cover it and on as many levels as we can. All right, so a person may be saying now, hey, okay, yeah, man, the 108 stuff sound good, but what's the point? I mean, what's the point you're trying to make? What that have to do with King Emmanuel being 108 now? I mean, once you're born, you're gonna meet your 108th anniversary, you know, Ross, whether you're dead or alive. So I don't see the big special thing about Prince Emmanuel and 108. What are you trying? Eh? What are you trying? Well, honestly, I wasn't really trying nothing, you know. And why does there always have to be a point? You know what? Why they always have to be like, I'm trying to prove a point to you? Isn't it good that we just, the fact that it's the 108th anniversary of the King's presence with us? You see something wrong with us just saying, well, hey, let us take a time to look into the science of the number 108. So I just thought that that would be a good thing. They don't always have to be a point, like there's a point to this. You understand? Right. But there is a point. No, there is a point. There is a mistake, you know, because 108 is very significant, even to me personally. And the 31st of May is also very significant to I. Yeah. Give thanks to the Honorable Prince Saheli, my Lord, Samenkare. What I'm saying here is mystic, you know, because let me show you first of all. Of course, I'm sure we all know of the book Ancient and Modern. Let me just share it with you there. This is a book that I wrote several years ago, and I have, you know, updated it, revisited it, as we would say, and it is now in ebook form, Ancient and Modern, really, you know, speaking of the mystics of Greencastle Hill and highlighting, you know, the spirit of Antigua. Now, of course, this is very important, family, as it relates to understanding, you know, the anciency of the little rock here that we highlight from time to time. But you see, as you would know, family, we are definitely on a mission where we are advocating for the preservation of Greencastle Hill. Now, I'm not going to go to the depths of it because those of you who are with you surely know what I'm talking about. So this is really just one of the many things that we definitely keep on our table. That is why you see us have our summer solstice and equinox, vernal equinox experience, invite people to come and see what it is that is taking place here. And plus, obviously, full joy yourself in higher chord. Because you see, now the earth is the Lord's, eh? No matter which island you say going to sink and this going to sink, the planet belongs to the Lord. And in the same way that you have so much mystics in the heavens and the sun is 108 and this is 108, the same thing can be said even about the planet. Now, Antigua, the island that I'm on here, this is where I was born. The square mile of the island, which is how they measure the size, is 108. The size of Antigua is 108 square miles, 108. Now, that could just sound like, well, you know, that is, it just happened to be. Nothing just happened to be. It's not too many places. There are not too many places on the planet that's 108 square miles. Go and do your research, find them. Antigua, 108 square miles. Now, it may seem like a coincidence, which I always say, nothing wrong with a coincidence. That means it coincides. But here, this family, check this out, man. I mean, those of you who know the science, those of you who have the book Anu Ancient and Modern, you understand. We take time to highlight the mystics of Antigua. Some people offended by that. I hear someone say, oh, it's Africa we're dealing with. No, it's Antigua thing, you're big up. I tell you, boy, we are shallow in thought. We are really, wow, we very shallow. But anyway, as I've highlighted several times, you know, there's a mystic as it relates to Antigua and, of course, the city of Heliopolis. And, of course, when you observe the Caribbean island chain in relation to the River Nile, the same area where Heliopolis is the same area where Antigua is. When you overlap this, is actually the exact same thing. In fact, you know, when we take our time, we show that the River Nile is also in the same alignment with the Milky Way. So that's just one alignment, the River Nile and the Milky Way. So as above, so below. This is nothing strange. This is just nature mirroring itself. As above, so below. Nothing strange, as I was showing on Killer Priest's program 7 or 8 days ago, highlighting and showing that, yeah, that you see the Fibonacci series of numbers known as the golden spiral in so many different things, from the shell to the spiral of the galaxy, to the movements of the solar system, the DNA. You just find it all over, the petals of the flower, the pine cone, the horn of the ram. You just find it inside of the seashell, the spiral energy, because it's the heavens mirroring the earth, or nature mirroring itself. So the River Nile and the Milky Way having the same movements, that's nothing strange. And then now, again, when you see the link with the River Nile and the Caribbean island chain, that's nothing strange neither. It's just the Most High speaking to us in some mystic ways, you understand? Plus, it's just natural geology and plate tectonics too, you know. That's why South America looks as if it can just fit into Africa and North America, and they fit together. But at the same time, there's a mystic here, because again, where Heliopolis is, Antigua would be when you compare the island chain to the River Nile. And Heliopolis now is the city of the sun, according to the ancient sea. Heliopolis is considered the city of the priests, as I've showed in many occasions. Antigua, historically, nothing I'm making up, you know. This ain't me saying this. Historically, I'm talking about the history of the land, you know, was considered the island of the priests. For obvious reasons, you know, Green Castle Hill alone shows you why. It's considered the island of the priests. It was considered a sacred place where the so-called Indians never really had here as a residential spot as such. You know, it was more like a place of worship, Antigua. That's why it was given the name Antigua. Antigua means, you know, ancient. Antigua, like Antigua and antique and all of these things. In fact, the name of the island is Santa Maria de la Antigua. That's Columbus, that name itself. And they say when he came, he didn't even step off the ship to come on. He just stayed from the ocean and named the island as a sacred place. That's one of the holiest churches in Spain, Santa Maria de la Antigua. So just like Heliopolis is the city of the sun, just like Heliopolis is the city of the priests. Remember, Heliopolis have the 365 sun temples. Antigua is said to have 365 beaches. You understand? You see the link. That's what I'm showing you. So even if you notice, there's the sun in its flag. The sun in the flag is a very unique thing. You know, it's not the only country with a sun in its flag, you know, but it's, you know, the sun in the flag, the rising sun, as you could see here between the V, or some say the setting sun. Anyway, but to show you see the sun, and the point is that the sun city, Antigua is called Sun City, 365 beaches, city of the sun. Heliopolis means sun city, city of the sun. Heliopolis in Kemet is the city where the priests were initiated. Antigua was called the island of the priests. I'm telling you, this is how it goes. And the both of them are located on the same spot when you compare the River Nile flow with the Caribbean Nile flow. If you overlap this, you see Antigua where Heliopolis is, and you can see the symbol of Heliopolis there is the sun, the symbol of Antigua being the sun. It's a serious vibration. Now hear this now. Remember now that Antigua, as I said, Antigua, Santa Maria de la Antigua, that is not its original name. One said it was called Waladli, which we call Wadadli today. But the same thing with Heliopolis. Heliopolis is a Greek word. City of the sun is Greek. The ancient name of Heliopolis was on the city of Anu. That's why it was called Anu. The name of Heliopolis is Anu. Now the port abbreviation for Antigua is Anu. Port abbreviation means, okay, just like the United States of America is USA, basically in a sense. You know, Puerto Rico is SJU, you understand. Different places, St. Kitts is SKB. That's the port abbreviation. Antigua's port abbreviation is ANU, Anu, Anu. So Antigua is called Anu. Ancient Heliopolis name is Anu. Both ancient Heliopolis and Antigua are both called City of the Priests. They're both called City of the Sun. They both are on the same northeast section of the River Nile and the Caribbean island chain. This is something else. 365 temples to 365 beaches. This is something else. The sun as the symbol of Heliopolis and the sun in the flag of Antigua. This is something else. Santa Maria de la Antigua, the name of the holiest church in Spain. This is something else. So this is why now, you know, when we start to break down Greencastle Hill now. And in this book, this is my book here, you know. The book Ancient and Modern, pardon me. If you don't have a copy, you could visit our website and order a copy of the book. You know. What I'm showing you, family, is that the heavens declaring the glory now. Greencastle Hill, the hill with the countless of megaliths that align with the movements of the heavens. You know, there's no mystery why Antigua is called the City of the Priests. This is the place we're inviting you to come to join us for the summer solstice this year. You should have already booked your ticket, family, to be here for the 17th of June. You know, 2 hikes to Greencastle Hill. Look at the phallic stone. This is Mara Imbert here. This is the ARCHAEOASTRONOMER that did some of the initial findings, made some of the initial findings. If you look at the background, these pyramid mountains align with specific times of the year with the sun, the solstice and the equinoxes is very deep, family. When you come, you will see. But the point I'm making is that this is a mystic place. That's all. It's obvious within the science. I'm not taking away nothing from nowhere else. I mean, an individual would have to know what's the science of another place, but I'm highlighting the science of here. And I give thanks because I came out here. I was born here, man. So I connect myself to the science, you know what I mean? The city of the priests, the city of the priests. And for sure, when it comes to Greencastle Hill, Mount Anu, I'm the spiritual guardian of it. So, I mean, it's obvious that there's a science working here. So what I'm showing you, family, this is deep, Just get this. The island is 108 square miles. Considering all what I said a moment ago, and the more, and I can say more, because positively, if you believe in Atlantis, this is the top of Atlantis, or at least part of Atlantis. We can prove that. Not can, it's proven in the book. We proved it in the book. But what I'm saying is that the island is 108 square miles. Now, with all the 108 that we just did, family, with all the 108 that we just did, you can't overlook the fact that the city or the island of the priests is 108. As far as the Bobo Shanti priesthood, I mean, hey, You know, no feeling, well, plenty priests around here now, but there was a time. There was a time when, let's just say, it wasn't so many. You understand? And even on that level there, look at this. We speak of Marcus Garvey, the mighty prophet. This is in my book, The Mighty Prophet Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Honorable Prophet Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Chosen priest was an Antigua. That's history. Eh? Marcus Mosiah Garvey's priest was an Antiguan. He was one George Alexander Maguire. Look him up. George Alexander Maguire, of whom the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey stated in the Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey that I found that with the exception of Bishop George Maguire, who was elected chaplain general, not one of the elected officers was worth more than $1,200 a year as an office boy or lackey. The men were lazy, incompetent, treacherous, and visionless, as after results so amply proved. Antigua is known as the city of the priests. And Marcus Garvey, some of these people like to say, oh, Marcus Garvey, this the Antiguans, he called them the Garrets. You know, I'm sure some of you hear them talking there. Well, bring them proof, let me see them, and this come out of the opinion, philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey. Now Garrett talk in that book. In that book, it says, Marcus Garvey said, nobody on his team he had any faith in except one man, the bishop from Antigua. Read it and hold your Garrett talk and eat it for breakfast. Read it. Pardon me, some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. Don't feel now. But yeah, some people try to, when they want to, you know what I mean, put down the rock, try to say, oh, Marcus Garvey say, curse the Garrett something or something that they make up that they have no proof about. You understand? So I'm showing you now that the Vatican, which is considered a churchical state, sits on 108 acres of land. The Vatican sits on 108 acres of land, and obviously they mark out 108. But Antigua as an island, just as Greencastle Hill is a natural megalithic site, unlike other megalithic sites that people make, Antigua is naturally 108 square miles. Naturally, it didn't, naturally, nobody carve off a little piece to make it perfectly. That's the natural size. Heliopolis. Read the book, take the visit and come and check us for the 17th of June. But what I'm saying now, family, why this to me is important and even directly connected, obviously, with 108, but even with the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I want to show you this. I really want you to comprehend this and why all of this is even important to your brother. You see, the 31st day of May, again, is a very special day for me. The 31st day of May is the day that, you know, I was crowned prophet. So that is when you get your turban wrap, etc., etc. Now, I'm sure many of you know the story, but I'm just going to run through it quickly. Not even run through it, just give you the quick details. When I was crowned, it was my first visit to Bobo Shanti Hill. This is in 2001. And at that time, as I said, even on Prophet Jah Daniel program, I spent over a month there for that first visit. And I was doing everything that a prophet would do, a crowned prophet. I wasn't crowned, but it's playing drum, holding banner, everything far right. But I left, I came from Antigua with a kind of knowledge of, you know, how things were done. I got a great strength from the Honorable Priest Jermaine, you know, Raskasa, and mystically the other priest Jermaine named Jakasha, still, you know. Wow. But anyway, and plus, you know, looking into certain things and figuring it out. So, and then even I've obviously been on the hill watching keenly how things were done. So I fit in well. And it's only when it was time to go and I realized something was missing. And one was saying, wait, the in a crown. I was crowned by the Honorable Priest Zebulon. He wrapped the turban and the Honorable Priest Morgan read the Psalms. And again, what's interesting is that it was Psalms, because as an individual that has been a member of the Congress officially for 21 years now, but of course, Bobo for a while, but officially for 21 years, because this is 21 years ago we're talking about now. Yeah, officially, you know, when you check it out, I've never seen nobody else get crowned with 2 Psalms. In fact, the crowning Psalm is Psalm 23. And I get crowned with Psalms 133 and Psalms 21. Which is not no big thing, you know. Number one, the people them that crown me, and it's 2 of them, is masters in this thing. So the number one, that ain't even a problem to me. The 2 people that crown me are masters in the order. So they have to know what they're dealing with. And I even approach them even after that concerning it. And everything all right, my lord, no fret. You know what I mean? Because you don't know how King Emmanuel order set it. Enough things and things were done before that maybe Jack changed a bit. And whatever the elders felt that this king need to get crowned with Psalms 133 and Psalms 21. And I give thanks for that. You know, to me it's special because I got crowned, Farah, on the 7th day. I want you to listen to this, eh? The 7th year, pardon, of the, or you want, got an anniversary of King Emmanuel making the move. So in 1994, the 31st day of May, listen, 1994, the 31st day of May is the day that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, according to what I've been told, wasn't there, laid out his structure. Right in that same palace. Which palace? The palace I was being crowned in, the same place here. Right in here I get crowned, going into this door here. I stand up outside and wait for Priest Zebulon to come. Priest Morgan was up there, we go inside. Never go in there all the time I did. I don't even think I ever went back in there again. And no, I never went back in there again. And I went in there and I get crowned right in there. The 2 brethren, and then while they crowning I, Prince, little baby Prince Jessai, the Honorable Priest Jessa's son, come out with his little natty, he see it, and he went back in a room and come back out with a white turban and start to wrap his turban. He sit down on he sit down in a little chair and wrap his turban while the priest wrapping my turban and the Honorable Priest reading the Psalms. That day was the 7th day. I keep saying day. The 7th year from the Honorable King Emmanuel making his departure from amongst us. So I found that mystic. Everything there I find mystic. The type of Psalms and the fact that I wasn't crowned and doing all that I done during. I getting crowned by myself, not with nobody, by myself. And the anniversary, the 7th key number, the 7th anniversary that the man make his move in his palace. What the joke you thought? This is serious. And the little prince come out, his grandson, and wrapping his turban. Wow. So if King Emmanuel born day is really the 31st day of May, as I said earlier, that would be the same day that he make the move or lay down the structure. Exactly 80 years after, because from the 31st of May, 1914 to the 31st of May, 1994 is exactly 80 years. The time he spent amongst us like porous, 80 years. Lord Pakal, 80 years. But hear this, 7 years after he made that move, which I guess would be his 87th Earthday now, and me personally, the Honorable Priest Isaac, not priest at the time, get crowned prophet, officially becoming a member of the Congress exactly 7 years after that step. I don't find that as nothing simple. In his palace, I can't find that as nothing simple. If I can pretend I don't see that, honestly, family, especially understanding who I am and what I got to do, nah, man, that all of that happened for a reason. Because today now, and when I say today, this year 2022 on the 31st of May, which is in a few short days from now, I will be celebrating 21 years of officially being a member of this Congress. Even when I wave in the band and beating the drum, like I'm not an official member yet. But of course I'm a member, yeah. But when you get crowned, you become an official member. And I'm telling you that this year, 2022, 31st of May, will make 21 years, 211, since I get crowned in that same palace there. 7 years after the father make his step. Everything happening on the 31st of May. So in other words, this year, the 31st of May, would be the 28th year since King Emmanuel made the move. Follow the maths in it. It will be 21 years since I get crowned, 31st of May. But it will be 28 years since the master made that move, because I was crowned 7 years after he made the move. You follow it? And being it 21 years ago, 28 plus 21 years ago, 21 plus 7 is 28. So all of these are mystic numbers. 21, Psalms 21 was read, and you know 21 is purification. You know that. 3 sevens are 21. So 21 stands for the purification. And then at the same time, 28 is the full cycle, because the moon have its 28-day cycle. The sun have a 28-year cycle too, you know. That 28 is no joke, because remember now, even in the book Anu, I speak about the 28-year cycle of the sun. I speak about the 28 ruling power of the phoenix, and of course, the ALP, but you got to read the book to get there. I can't even explain that part too deep, but the 28 is important as far as years. The sun has a 28-year cycle, is reality, you understand? And then of course the 21, you understand the purification of it. So I am saying that I find it mystic that the 31st day of May, 2022, will be again 21 years, give thanks, since man crowned in that palace. And it will be 28 years since the Black Christ make a move, put down the structure. For my knowledge, all that happened in that same palace there. And it is also the 108th anniversary of Prince Emmanuel himself. This didn't happen last year, and it can't happen next year. It can only happen now in 2022, the 2 and the 2 and the 2. It can only happen now. That is my 21 anniversary, 28 years since he made the move, and he's also 108. And you may say, well, how that link with you? With me, I leave the island of the priest, you know. I leave 108 square miles, 108 square miles to make sure I get crowned 7 years after the man make the step. So you see, family, this is what unraveling is all about. Because what I showing to you is straight up. It may sound strange to some people, but them is personal things. In the same way that you can unravel all the mysteries, there's mysteries about your own self you can unravel. What I'm telling you ain't nothing unique to me, but you just have to check your own self. You just have to check the signs that in front of you all the time. It's enough signs I miss. If I did pick up everything I should be able to pick up, you'll flip. You understand? But the Almighty speaks to us all the time, continually. He shows us who we are. But some of us miss it. And even when we say, oh, Jah live in us now. You see, like we like to say that, but you see, like I show you clearly how I know Jah live in me. People get offended. Oh, who feel it be? Let me who feel it be. You say Jah live in all of us. I know I'm a special being. I don't play with that. You don't see that? I don't play with that. So the 108 from even where I born, that's why the Pope and them make the Vatican 108 acres. The 108 is the island of the priests. I don't see nothing by chance. Even how I am connected to Greencastle Hill, there's nothing by chance. The same time I meet Priest Harrison, the same elder that say that the king said that a man shall read the stars, that shall come amongst us shall read the stars. And I went with my star chart, paper, something like this in my hand to Bobo Hill. I went there with my sky chart, never knowing all of this, but I went there with my sky chart. I'm just showing you, family. You can take it how you want to take it, because many of us, to be honest, sometimes I feel is jealous, we're jealous or something. But when we can take the time and look within our own self and find the God within ourselves. That's why I always say, I know exactly who I am in. Yeah, I no joke. And even though I'm showing you this here, this is just something I just felt to show, especially as we are celebrating 108 for the king. You know what I mean? Not me, the king. You understand? And I showing you the 108, how the 108 science from the moon, the sun, from the sutras to the mantras, to the hymns, to the verses, and how the 108 is such a divine vibes. 1 plus the 8 is the 9 to it. It's such a divine element. And the 108 in the island, I took time to explain the book Anu properly so you could see how it's connected to me. Obviously, again, Anu, Shepherd of Anu, which rise on the 10th of December, all of that link. And then how I know the Almighty guide me through my initiation, and initiation is not a joke. So in my initiation, I could look at the records and see something that is worth speaking of. And then 21 years after, I can see how the clock of time has connected perfectly, where minute hand, hour hand, and second hand line up. That is what's happening here. So give thanks to the ancient nigger Junior too, because the Buddha come in 3. You understand? The Black Christ, Marcus Garvey, Haile Selassie I. Real thing, that's what it is, And as I said, it's just celebration of life, celebration of oneness, and celebration of all good things sent from Zion above. Yeah, man. King Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. Yes, family, give thanks. I really pray that you full joy this little sit down. This is real, eh? This is real, my Lord and Majesty, Prince and Princess and Empresses. This is just real. As I said in that previous video there that we did, this is about nation building. And as much of us that can have the nation building mentality, it's better for us. Eh? This is about nation building. This is not about showing off or saying nothing and feel that if anyone is more than anyone, Pastor. This is nation building. And I can tell you, man, I have a strong confidence in myself. Eh? Some of us may lack that. I hope I'm an inspiration to many. to be firm and to know who you are. Find the God within yourself. But this is what it's all about. Finding the God within yourself. And it is Haile Selassie the first. The God within us is the same Haile Selassie. Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, come and teach us how to resurrect that God within us. Oh, give thanks to the beautiful man. Thanks to his wonderful order. Thanks to his mighty conception. Give thanks to his love. Give thanks to his mercy. Give thanks for his sacrifice as elder and as the Black Christ. And if the 31st of May is really the Earthday, which is very mystic, exactly 80 years, give thanks to the Earthday. Yes, family, love, I will take no more of your time. When you don't hear from one mighty angel, I know our next angel will come and fulfill. King Emmanuel the 7th, the Tony I God, Jah Rastafari, give thanks. Remember to join me in the Tiger's Temple on Sunday. Remember, we'll be speaking about the reality of the Bible. That's Tiger's Temple on Sunday. The reality of the Bible. We're going to really be breaking it down, family. Trust me. Historically, philosophically, theologically, you know, esoterically, believe me, you should, that rhymes too, you should leave that temple on Sunday with a clarity of, yeah, I see where we're going with this. Remember, the contribution is only 10 cents. Yeah, you can use the CashApp, you can use the PayPal, the link is in the description below, for sure. And remember the Tiger's Nest itself, don't get the nest mix up with the temple now, you know, man. We're done in the temple here waiting for you, as you can see. But the Tiger's Nest on radio, and the temple, Tiger's Temple, it's a webinar platform. Whether we utilize Zoom or we utilize the Crowdcast, but it's a webinar platform, and you'd have to contact us to get the link so you can come into the webinar. That's what I'm trying to show you, and you'll be in a position, of course, to interact with us, put on your camera, ask your questions. We could have conversations. That's what we do in the temple. It's a real meeting place. We get to know each other and you know, show more love amongst ourselves. So we definitely give thanks, looking forward to your presence. And remember, you know, that especially depending on what platform we may be using, all of them have a limited amount of people that can come in. So don't wait until the last moment. You know, you could get your space right now. Contact us. All the links are in the description below. You don't know the email, preciseandinstitute@gmail.com, and get your tickets early. The contribution only at 10 cents, man. $10, just to be clear. Of course. And of course, as I said, the Tiger's Nest on Radio Anu. And you should just be tuning into Radio Anu. You see, like this video done, don't lock up and say, okay, yeah, what to do now? Go straight to Radio Anu, man. It's enough vibes. Radio Anu always have vibes for you. But the Tiger's Nest is every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Oh, sometimes I miss the Tiger's Nest. You don't have to miss no Tiger's Nest. You want to miss the Tiger's Nest. Family, of course, all you have to do is become a subscriber. I mean, it's just a couple cents per program. I'm not exaggerating. It's less than 30 cents per program for the Tiger's Nest. I'm not exaggerating if you take a year's package, you know. So that's just the reality of it, family. Give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life. Give thanks for the strength of the Almighty, and give thanks for all growth in reality of the world. The Black Christ reigneth supreme. King Emmanuel the 7th, Tony I God, Jah Rastafari. Family, don't be afraid to be business-minded. Blessed love. And family, remember to join us this year for the summer solstice experience. Double hike the Green Castle Hill right here in Antigua. Come and witness for yourself the countless, not 10, not 15, not thousands, I wouldn't even say millions, the countless of volcanic rocks that align with the stars. In fact, we're going to see the stars when the sun sets on the sunset hike. We're also going to have a sunrise hike on the solstice day itself, the 21st day of June. And remember, we have the island tour, we have the cannabis tour. Come prepared to sample the cannabis as well. And remember, we are talking about chalice talk. This is going to be a wonderful vacation for you and the family. We have the full yoga retreat also as a part of the agenda. And remember, your accommodations are set, pristine environment, and of course your meals, breakfast, lunch, and a diner, as they call it, all inclusive for you. You should contact us. Make sure you're here by the 17th of June 2022 until the 24th. That will be your departure day. You know how to contact us. Email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, or even contact Rastafari Experience Antigua. Call WhatsApp area code 1268 number 714-1227. And of course, family, we also can assist you in getting the best price for your airplane ticket. Yes, through our partners, the travel agencies. So contact us today. The time is now for the summer solstice experience. Blessed. Blessed, my family. Do you have your copy of the True Biblical Land of Israel? No? Well, visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, and order your copy today. The True Biblical Land of Israel, originally a theological paper, proves to the reader that the land of Israel, according to the biblical geographic description, is Africa plus Arabia. Most definitely a must-read for all. And while you are at it, our other books, namely The Heavens Declare the Glory, Rastafari and the Cosmos, as well as Anu, Ancient and Modern Revisited, are definitely of interest to all. Each book goes for only $20, but when you order the three together, you get them for only $50. So visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us today, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Blessed reading.